Hi, ARK fans. Welcome to ARK Invest Daily. From today, that is Saturday, we'll be starting a new series called Last Week Tonight, where we will be aggregating past 5 days of trading data and look at it at weekly level just to see if there is any new story that comes out of it. And we'll be doing a monthly too later. Perhaps first week of every month, we'll recap the past month. Check out for that in April. We'll recap whole of March. So last week was not so good. So there is this opportunity to aggregate and take a look at what happened there. That is March 1st to March 5th data. As we know, they invested in a lot of growth stocks. They sold big tech. That was the overall high level theme. These are the companies that they invested in. But there is always opportunity to zoom out and see how much have they invested in these. Which one of these is the one that they show the most confidence in? So let's do that in a bit, and the answer might surprise you actually. So stick around for that. Plus, they added two new companies as well. So I'll see you on the other side with more details. Please like and subscribe, guys. This helps me a lot. It's a new channel, so please show your support.
Ready, set, let's go. It's gonna be a show.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we look at the summary level information always before going into the biggest moves. We keep an eye on the market value and number of companies they are diversified in. So let's see the trend, how it's been. It's been a downward trend. It's no news to everybody. It's no new news. We all know it's been down quite a bit. So 53.7 billion all the way down to 45.4 billion. That's almost 15% down in a week. So that's not great. I've reduced the date range to past 6 days. Even though it says 6 days, there was no trading today. Today is Saturday, obviously. So it's essentially past 5 days of trading. And the number of companies trend, they have added one more company to their portfolio. We'll go over that. I have featured that in my daily update as well. Now, if you look at it by ETFs, you will see that, yeah, pretty much all of their ETFs are hit. ARK Innovation being biggest slice of the pie is hit the most, followed by Genomics, followed by Next Generation Web, FinTech, RQ, Israel, and Print. And the number of companies, as you can see, Genomics is the one where they added one company. And there is also a bump in, there's one company added in ARK Robotics. Now, this is not really a new company. This was always there in other ETFs, but it's showing up new when we break it up by ETF. So overall, just one new company added in genomics, and one new company added, one new entry to this ETF as well. So that's the trending, guys. Now, in terms of the contribution, in terms of slices of the pie, these are all pretty much the same as we look at every day. The distribution remains innovation leading the way with 40, almost half of the whole pie is innovation, followed by genomics, next generation web, fintech, robotics, and Israel and print. Now we are all waiting for a space fund to be added here. Many people have added lots of space companies to their portfolio just because once ARK adds it, it will get a bump in the stock price. So we are waiting for that to happen. Let's see. Now, in terms of the ranking, the biggest bets that they have, Tesla, Teladoc Square, Roku, and Baidu, top 5. We will focus on those as well just to see how have they been trading their biggest convictions in past 5 days. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that tomorrow. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I'll do a separate video on that tomorrow just to see whether their confidence in these companies is also shaking or not. So stay tuned, watch, please like and subscribe, and press the bell icon to be notified for that video tomorrow. And we always look at other companies on daily basis. I won't go into those on Saturday, but yeah, you can watch yesterday's episode to see the ranking of Nano Dimension, Bitcoin position, and Palantir, and Tesla obviously is number 1. So that's those are the 3 or 4 companies we look at every day as well. Now let's go into the biggest moves at week level. So instead of daily level, today it's weekly level. Now keep in mind that even though some of these companies have more than doubled or tripled, look at one class, that's 200% more, almost tripled. So from 0.5 million shares to 1.4 million shares. This is a 3D printing company. It's more efficient. Its products are far more efficient that their 3D printers produce, and they are far more. They have much greater strength as well. So even though it's 200% up in number of shares, look at the market value. It's not even 100 million. So please keep that in your mind, keep that in context while you're reading these charts. It's a very relatively very small bet for ARK. So yeah, more shares, but market value not so high. Now, just before we get started, just want to share that people who are watching it for the first time, we look at the biggest move two ways. One is by percentage of shares changes, and second one is biggest moves by market value, which is a function of stock price and what they bought. Two things combined. They might have bought, say, for example, Amazon, very less shares, but the value is very high, and hence it will show up in this chart, but it won't show up in this chart because they bought very less number of shares. So that's that. Now, yeah, let's go over these one by one. So one class, point 0 billion, which is under 100 million investment, but showing very high confidence in terms of buying more and more share. One life, again, point 0 billion in market value. If you look at the third chart that pops up as I hover over these bar charts. Berkeley Lights, this is a little bit more. So 200 million dollars investment there. And they have been showing more confidence as the stock price goes down. Let's see, Skills is another popular one where they have been increasing their shares, but most recently reduced it a little bit as well. And investment is about 100 million, 0.1. Um, I don't know what this company is, JSCKASPI, again showing high confidence, but total investment is very less, under 100 million. Otherwise, it would say zero point 0.1 billion there because it's rounded up. Now, Woozy is another smart glass company where they have been investing a lot, increasing their position a lot, 1.4 million share. But again, look at the market value, not much. It's not even zero point 0.1 billion. So relatively speaking, obviously, it's a lot of money, I'm sure, but relatively speaking, it's at the tail end of their investments, under 100 million. Butterfly Networks, somewhat for decent investment, relatively speaking, again, 100 million there. It's rounded up, it's a rounded value. And then they've been buying more and more as well. Butterfly Networks is backed by Bill Gates as well. So keep that in context as well. Zoom Video. This one, on the other hand, 0.8 billion, which is 800 million, guys. So this they are showing, I would say they have much more confidence in, and they have been buying more and more too. So that's Zoom. Scavenger Inc. I'm not sure what this company does, but there are lots of videos out there from various YouTubers about it. So please feel free to watch those for more research. But looks like they are buying more and more. Decent investment, 0.2 billion there too. Now, CM Life Sciences, again, another one which they have been buying more, lot of shares, 100 million, around 100 million investment. So these are some other company. Workhorse is another popular one, 0.1 billion there too, 100 million. Palantir, 0.4, so much more than many of these above. So overall, Palantir and Zoom are the one that stand out. Rest of them are either under 100 million or just touching 100 million. Zoom is 800 million and Palantir is 400 million investment, which they're showing a lot of confidence in. Now, in terms of negative, almost completely removed Fleur Systems. It was very less anyways, looks like. It started with 0.0 billion, ending in 0.0 billion. That means it's way under 100 million, and hence it's not rounding up to even 0.1 billion. Rockwell Automation, and maybe I'll add another place of decimal to give more context there. Rockwell Automation, again, almost completely removed it. Alphabet, which they have been buying in past every day in early January, late December, I think I was looking at the data that they've been buying and buying, but almost completely sold it. And the strategy could be that you sell these more stable companies, treat them as cash, like in one of the interviews of Kathy Wood, and then invest in growth companies. Maybe that's the strategy. I don't know. Taiwan Semiconductors, again, sold a big position there. So let's see one more time, Alphabet. So it was not a big investment anyways. If you see, the week started with 100 million and ended in 0.0 billion, which is like probably very less, relatively speaking. Then Facebook again reduced by 33%. 300 million was the market value starting in the week, and about 0.2 billion left, which is 200 million. So yeah, big tech being sold, more stable companies being sold, and Nvidia, another one like that, PayPal, another one like that, and maybe they're investing in growth companies. So that's by shares. Now by market value, only two companies that are in positive, like we saw above. are Zoom and Palantir. Those are the only two that they have more confidence in among all these positives here. We saw that Zoom is 800 million, whereas Palantir is 0.4 billion, it's 400 million. So those two are the only ones in positive. My threshold today that I've kept here is $40 million. And I kept that just to bring up these two, and also two positives there, and also show you the long series of negatives here. The biggest one being Tesla. If you look at Tesla, share price stock price has plummeted below 600, and share count is they are still buying. They're still increasing their position. Looks like they sold a little bit or reduced their position a little bit in between, but overall buying more. So even though this is the one that is in loss the most, loss as in went down the most, not really loss for them. They probably have invested long ago in this, right? So but this is what I'm talking about. This shows a very high conviction in this Tesla stock. So we'll do a video tomorrow featuring top 5 stocks of ARK and how they have been trading past 5 days. PayPal Holdings, second biggest hit. They have sold a lot. That's why second biggest is. In this case, they have not sold a lot. They are in fact net up by 100,000 shares. Started with 5.2 and ending in 5.3. This one they've sold quite a bit, around a million, more than a million shares, starting with 4.2, ending in 3.1. So this is the biggest one that they have uh, reduced their position in. Teladoc Health, a big hit in the stock price, but they still keep buying. Um, and in the next video, I'll add the third chart also here, guys. Somehow that is missing here on when I hover over these charts. Spotify, again, sold position. Baidu, sold position. Invitae, sold position. So look at this long line of negatives here, guys, for past 1 week. Pacifica Biosciences sold a lot of it, or reduced position a lot of it. Pure Storage, reduced position there as well. So Alphabet down. Yeah, so that's the long chain of negatives there, guys. So yeah, that's the biggest moves for the week. And in terms of new companies that are added, let's take a look at those. Unity Software is the one that was added to RQ Robotics, but it has been there in other ETFs already. So new entry for RQ only by zero point 0.2 million shares of a $16 million value, stock price of 93. Now Seer is the completely new company in genomic, SEER ticker symbol, 0.3 million shares bought for $12 million, $43.29. It's the price. So yeah, that's a weekly summary, guys. I'll see you tomorrow again with another video. What we'll do there is show the top 5 positions and how has their confidence been shaking over how they have been trading those 5 companies. So stay tuned. Press that bell icon if you want to be notified when that video drops. Thank you so much, guys. Shout out to Kathy Wood and lots of YouTubers who have inspired me to create this channel. And I'll see you tomorrow. Please like and subscribe.